Hello everyone, today we are going to understand about the various switching techniques being used to transfer the data across various computer networks. So we'll talk about the three basic techniques called circuit switching, message switching and packet switching, which are used for transmitting the data or the message across the networks. So first of all, circuit switching. In circuit switching technique, first a dedicated path or a physical connection between two computers is established to send the data. Then the data is actually transmitted from the source computer to the destination computer. A telephone network can be a good example of this, where a copper wire established that much required physical path all the way from sender telephone to the receiver telephone. So end-to-end path between the computers is set up first before any data can be sent across the network. We can understand it in three phases. First is circuit establishment, where a dedicated connection is established between the sender and the receiver through a number of switching center. Second is the data transmission, which takes place over that particular connection which has been established. And third is the circuit disconnect, which happens when the data connection transfer is completed. So here we can understand the data transmission through circuit switching technique. Here is the source, A is the source and B is the destination, and we can see the here clear circuit established. A path is established first and then the data is transferred. So it's like that through various switching centers. So now we'll talk about message switching. In message switching technique, the source computer sends the data to the switching center or node, which stores the data in its buffer. It then looks for a free link to another switching center and then sends the data to that particular office. So it is switching center to switching center. So this process is continued until the data are delivered to the destination computer. So message switching is actually a connectionless network in which the data from the source to the destination is sent in the form of message units. So it has two main characteristics. One of the important characteristics is store and forward. So the sender sends the message to the intermediate switching center or node, which stores the message temporarily. Then the data of that node is inspected for errors, if any, and forwarded or transferred to the next node, only if the next node is free and has sufficient resources. Second is message delivery. Now each message must have a header which contains the routing information like source and destination addresses. So here we can see a sender to receiver. Information is going like two messages, message 1 and message 2 are going to travel from sender to receiver. So they have followed two different paths. Message 1 follows this ABE, where message 2 is CADE. So it's like that, because it's switching center to switching center, because each message has header, that is the destination address. So it's like that. So in the packets switching, it is also actually message switching technique in which the data is divided into packets, which contains header and payload. Header contains the routing information, whereas the payload contains the data to be transferred. So this information helps the packet to find the route and the destination to its destination. This packet switching also is based upon the same thing called store and forward method. So each packet contains the source and destination information, so they can independently travel in the network. The packet belonging to the same file may take different paths depending upon the availability of the path. It is the responsibility of the receiver to rearrange the received packet to the original data when it is reassembled. So what is the difference between message switching and packet switching? The two main important differences. There is no limit on the block size in case of the message switching, whereas in packet switching there is a tight upper limit on the block size called packet size, which can be transmitted across the network because it is divided into packets and every packet has a particular size. So second is the data packets are stored on a disk in the message switching, whereas in packet switching they are stored in the main memory because of their smaller sizes. So it improves the performance as the access time is reduced and the throughput of the network is improved. So here we can see a packet switching network where a sender splits a message into 3 packets. 2 packets take this route and the third packet take this one. So the packet, if you see packet 1, it flows from F, A, then it comes to D, then E, and then to receiver. Where 2 to F, A, B, E this, and the 3 F, C, D, E, and R. So all the packets are following the different routes, so they may take different time to reach their destination. So the order may or may not be same when they reach there, but it's the responsibility of the receiver to reassemble them in the same order in which they were actually divided into packets to create the original message. So if we compare the circuit switching and packet switching, circuit switching establish a clear-cut path or connection before then transmit the data. But in the packet switching, message is divided into packet has the header and payload, which have the data as well as the routing information like addresses, and they reach the destination by following any path. So if we compare these two techniques, circuit switching and packet switching, on the basis of various parameters, now physical path between the source and destination. Yes, circuit switching has a physical path, but packet switching is not having that. But store and forward transmission, no. Circuit switching is not following that, but packet switching is following that. Now bandwidth type, here it is fixed, but in case of packet switching, it's dynamic. Bandwidth wastage is there in the circuit switching because it is reserved in advance, like static. But there is no bandwidth wastage in packet switching as it is reserved dynamically, not in advance. So path used for packets, all the packets use same path, but in case of the packet switching, packet travel independently. Delay between the data units, yes, there is a uniform delay in case of the circuit switching, but it's non-uniform in case of the packet switching. Now if we talk about the data processing, it takes place at all source system only in case of the circuit switching, but here in case of the packet switching, it takes place at all the intermediate nodes including the source system. So it's like that. So here are the very good references for all this content, and you can refer to them for quality content, and feel free to ask any question on this topic. Thank you.